Well, you guys have probably guessed it. First time in 5 years we've owned a 6120. Time for it to haul poo, since the 4020, it's only two-wheel drive. Might need the four-wheel drive, and the 7200 is occupied on the sprayer, so we figure we might as well utilize a 6120 as a poo hauling tractor. Now I do notice, even though this is a 120 horsepower tractor, that first off, you're going to be doing a lot more clutching with this tractor versus the power quad transmission, because you have of course you have A, B, C, and D, but then you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 in your ranges, and just like right now I'm going up 1 through 3 on the B range. Just shifted to C range. C1 there, it just split the gear in half. And it's not a 7000 series John Deere, it's a utility tractor. Basically, its job is to do hay work on the farm and things like that. I mean, you're basically comparing an apple to a banana. You can't compare a 6000 series John Deere to a 7000 series. It just don't work. But the 6120 is going to work for our needs today, and we'll join back up with you guys and give you kind of an update as to how this thing's doing. Oh boy, got just above a half tank of fuel, and we got about half a tank of government juice, but we should make it. Tractor burns more government juice when you work the engine harder, of course. You guys are probably thinking, oh, you're finally using an economy-friendly tractor. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but the all the soot and everything that is supposed to be burned up by the incinerator or the DPF or whatever hoopla stuff goes on in these emission controlled engines, all that soot and garbage is just sitting at the bottom of the engine, collecting in a big canister. When that canister gets full, it says, it throws a code that says, hey, soot sensor or soot filter plugged, empty me. Soot filter plugged, empty me. Well, all this pollution garbage is killing diesel engines. You'd be thinking the complete opposite, that, you know, oh, we're helping to keep the air a lot cleaner. Why don't you just do yourself a favor and not even buy a newer piece of equipment? You're just going to have more problems with sensors and particulate filters getting plugged up because the engines can't perform at their peak performance because they've got all this government regulated hoopla bullcrap on them. And just, you'd much be better off to just go buy yourself an old RD Mac dump truck. Just use that as an example for all you dump truck enthusiasts out there. And you might as well just be better off to run an old R model where you are far away from computerized nonsense on these engines, rather than just going through the headache of owning an emissions piece of equipment. Now, with this John Deere 6120, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the clock, and it is showing 1,200, what is that, 1,270 hours. So it's got 1,270 hours on it, this 2015 John Deere 6120. That John Deere 8300 has 5,700 engine. Well, it had 5,700 engine hours on when we bought it. I haven't looked at the clock on that tractor in a while. I know without a doubt this tractor won't last as long as that John Deere 8300. It's just not going to. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I just know from looking at this tractor, it's not going to last, 6,000, 6,500 hours like the other John Deeres. But we're just going to have to make the best of the 6120 and take care of it, and it will hopefully last a while. Up to the field here, wouldn't you believe it? A day after, a whole day after it got cold Saturday. And you wouldn't even think to be turning the air conditioner on. I have to find my right gearing, what I want. What is it, like C1 or something in the 7200, I think, or C2. Like I said, I've never used this tractor to spread manure. Oh, that is fast at an idle. I don't know if you guys can see that. But that is fast. Okay. Take her up to 540. Turn it just a little bit over. make an axle. This is going to be corn ground. So even though we're dumping the manure a little too heavy when we go to stop and go across them washouts, you didn't turn the air on, dummy. You turned the compressor on, but it's taking some of the blow from the tires, but it happens. I kind of wish this wheel ran the other way, or ran more level. Holy crud, is that thing fast. Wow. That's gonna break itself. There's really no way to slow the hydraulic flow down on these. It's just how they are. They're just, you would never have expected a 6000 series to be stinking quick at the hydraulics, but they are. So we're gonna head back, get in our load, and we will meet you guys back out together. Once I figure out this deck condition. This is a dumb setup. You don't have your heat and air conditioning all on one dial like you do the 7000s. I don't know. Hey, it is what it is though. This was probably before somebody dreamt of doing things better in the 7000 series. I don't know what we got going here. I think I want that. Turned like that. I don't know. It'll eventually start getting cooler in here. Oh, that needs to be turned that way. I feel hot air coming out yet. I don't like it. Nope, I got it. I feel cold air now. So that's how you want to have your stuff set. Okay. Don't really know how I feel about this thing burning a lot of DEF. This is the first actual job that we've used this tractor for. I guess it still is kind of, you know, above halfway. I don't know, it's just something that we're gonna have to get used to. So it's about lunchtime, 10 till or something. I don't have time to stop and eat anything. Because they're calling for rain around the 3 o'clock hour, and I have to keep moving. I can't stop and waste time eating lunch when the wheels can be turning on the tractor to pull the spreader out to the field, to get the manure on the field, to empty the barn. You guys get where I'm going with that? It's a call being productive. So back on our DPF subject, or who's in my watch thingy. You guys that say, oh, well, I've had, you know, such and such delete, you know, my pollution stuff on my, well, that's all fine and dandy if you know how to work on your own stuff. But, like if you take it to a dealer to get it worked on, like we do our dump trucks, then you might as well just leave enough alone. Leave well enough alone. Because Mack Trucks, who is basically just Volvo, they won't admit it. I would be really surprised if Mack came out and admitted it that they were Volvo, basically, and bought out by Volvo, either or like John Deere or Cat or Komatsu or whoever has a DPF filter, what have you, that government juice, the blue tank on the side of your truck, your diesel pickup, your tractor, your combine, you name it. If it's got a diesel or a blue tank or a blue capped lid, you might as well just forget trying to take everything off of it, because I'll bet you a chocolate chip cookie that if you were to take that piece of equipment to the dealer to get it worked on, again, whether it be a dump truck or piece of construction equipment, what have you, and the dealer sees that that stuff is missing, the big beer keg for a muffler, as I call them, it might as well just be a big old beer keg. I mean, truth be told, that's what it is. That's what it resembles. So, if your dealer has to do some engine work or something on your piece of equipment, and they see that that is missing, then they can not do work on your equipment. There's guys that tell us all the time, well, you should just get rid of all that pollution crap and blah blah blah. It's like, no, you're better off to just leave the stuff alone rather than get a dealer all pissed off at you because you took all of that pollution stuff off and they can't work on your equipment because you took it off. Back to what I said earlier about, does it help make your engine breathe better and perform better? Absolutely. Oh, and here's another thing too. I have done my homework. I will throw a screenshot in. It is illegal to remove the pollution stuff on say like the 6120 or the newer excavator we had before we bought the 330 or to remove the pollution stuff on 644K loader. I know there's a YouTuber that has one, and it's still got all that DPF government regulated stuff on it. Long story short, it's just better off to leave it alone rather than take it off and, you know, get a dealer all honked off at you because you got removed it. It's my story and I was giving you facts. So we're going to try this a different way. We're going to try and, because I feel that revving the thing up to PTO speed and then letting the clutch out is as hard on this thing as trying to spread manure with a little lawn tractor, which don't work at all. We're going to try and do something different here. We're going to open our slop gate and just start everything down at idle. I think, let's see, C1 I'm in. Oh yeah, it's a lot easier. Well, I don't know. That was still pretty hard on it, but each your own. I'm going to show you guys something, and I want you guys to let me know if I'm doing this incorrectly or not. When you go to downshift, you put it back into low, then you go up to high, then you go back to low. You just kind of let the motor hold you back. And then you would do the same for the next range. You would start out in 3 high when you're downshift, and go to 3 low, and then 2 high, and then 2 low, and so on and so forth. And this is why it is really important to pick your manure or your string out of the manure. Yuck. Trying to stay clean, but so I caved in. I'm starting to get a little hangry. For those of you that know what the terminology is, you don't need to figure it out like the other ones do that know what the word hangry means. Still amazes me. I had this darn thing full this morning, and then it's not full now. Where did all my lettuce go? Keep playing with the corn planter, cleaning my spreader out. Life is good. Got my skid loader going, as you can hear in the background. The John Deere 6120 does okay for what it is. I wouldn't put a 5000 series John Deere tractor on the front end of this spreader, just simply because I think in the book it calls for 100 horse. No. Yes, maybe. No, because the Heston runs this, and that is, what is this, 70 horse, I think? So you know darn well a 5000 series tractor wouldn't be the case. Well, see, a 6105, that would be 105. You wouldn't want to go any smaller than a 5100, and that's it. You wouldn't want to go any smaller than that. But it's what we got to work with. We're making the best of it.